So when I first went into the Marine Corps, I was scheduled to be in one unit versus another. And so there was a process for me to get a top secret clearance to end up in this one area. And the doctor got sick and he was to do the psychological profile on us Marines that were going to go there. And since he got sick, it's almost like our orders got kind of shuffled around because they didn't know what to do with us. So they kind of continued us along a process as if we already talked with the doctor. Well, other things came up when I was in training, and different units wanted to grab up certain Marines and take them to the different units from the schools we were in. And by the time it came to issue orders for me to go somewhere else because I couldn't go the original path, they couldn't get the orders done. Because as far as the Marine Corps is concerned, I was still going in the process where I had seen the doctor, but I hadn't seen this psychologist. And I was really upset. I was like, man, this is ruining my life. I'm going to get there and I know what's going to happen. They're going to say, okay, you haven't processed through this part of the psychological profile, and we're going to send you somewhere else. And basically, I was going to miss out on the opportunity that presented itself when I was in school in the Marine Corps. Sure enough, I get to that duty station and they're like, why are you here? You didn't get to finish the psychological process, so therefore you should have went a different direction. And you know how I'm going to act. I'm like, well, okay, cool. Send me back to the cool thing I want to do. And they're like, no. You're going to go somewhere else. And I remember being furious because I had in my mind that my life should have gone this direction and it didn't. This is the Wehby Podcast, episode 80, and we're going to discuss how there are no accidents. Now, if that didn't happen, I'm pretty sure that I would be in a completely different position in my life. And I'm pretty sure that you can probably go back in your life and see similar situations where things happened that were outside of your control and it felt like it was just a bad scenario or it set you on a wrong trajectory in life. But if you think about it, if that hadn't have happened, you wouldn't be where you're at. You wouldn't see the blessings that God's put into your path. And you can start to see that even though at the time it seemed very random, it seemed very chaotic, it seemed very chance oriented. But then if you look back on your life, you can see that, man, there was a divine hand that was there. And here's the thing, if you can't see that, I would recommend you meditate and think on it and pray on it so that you can actually see that God always has a plan. His word's very clear that all things work for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. This is in Romans 8. Romans 8, by the way, is an incredible chapter in the book of Romans, and I would encourage you to read it over and over again, the whole entire thing for 7 days or so, and just see how it radically changes your mind. But I digress. So it's important for us to understand that our life is not arbitrary. Even the things that we think are really bad or the bad decision we made, yes, there's this weird mystery where God's not the author of evil, but all things work for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. So it's all about his purpose and his plan. And we got to have that as our mentality to be able to do the right things in life, to be able to give appreciation and thanks. That's why we're to be thankful in all things. If you ever go and dive into the book of Job, which I highly recommend, you'll see that all these really bad things happened to Job for the reasons that really deep down only God knows. But Job's response, despite all of it, was to praise the Lord, to thank the Lord, to say the Lord gives and the Lord takes away. That really Job doesn't own anything. He's not entitled to anything. And so with that mentality, he receives whatever the Lord has to give him and considers it a blessing. And it's that attitude that is directly in line with Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 that says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. So I know that this will encourage you. I know this will edify you. I know this will give you a vision for no matter the circumstance you're under of how to see clearly of where you're going, where you've been, and where you're at the moment. As always, you're a warrior designed for glory. Always keep that in your mind and always push forward to the mission that God has put you into for his glory and his kingdom. All right, guys, that's all I got. Have a great one. Peace. I'm out.